Good evening, this is STV News. 20 countries, regions, or the G20, including Japan, the United States, and China, finished the summit held in the form of a video conference on the early morning of the 23rd and adopted the summit declaration and closed. The declaration promises a cheap and equitable distribution of vaccines and remedies for the new coronavirus. He confirmed that he would continue to use all available policy measures to protect employment and income and support the recovery of the global economy. The leaders' declaration also praised Japan's determination to hold the Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics as a proof of world unity over the new corona. G20 leaders have agreed to unify with the belief that multilateral cooperation is more necessary than ever before. He restrained protectionist movements and emphasized the importance of international cooperation. He clarified that supporting a multilateral trading system is more important than ever. As of 10 a.m. on the 23rd, the number of people infected with the new coronavirus confirmed in Japan was 133,843, including cruise ship passengers, an increase of 14,432 from the previous week. The death toll has increased by 93 to a total of 2,001. In the past week, the number of newly infected people has continued to increase, with the largest number of newly infected people being confirmed in various places, and the number of confirmed infection per day has exceeded 2,000 for 5 consecutive days until the 22nd. The National Governors Association Chairman Kamon Izumi, Governor of Tokushima Prefecture, held a video conference on the countermeasures against the new coronavirus on the 23rd. Regarding the government's tourism support project, Go to Travel, they discussed a proposal that requires the government to take agile measures, such as excluding areas that are equivalent to Stage 3, which indicates the situation of a rapid increase in infected people. At the beginning of the meeting, Chairman Izumi said, "I think we are in the third wave. First of all, we need to give the people a strong message about our future efforts and the current situation." The proposal calls for the measures to avoid confusion among users, such as flexible response to travel business and financial support for cancellation fees. The government's restaurant support measures, Go to Eat, call for the publicity of meal etiquette, which thoroughly disinfects hands and fingers while eating, and appeals that restriction on the number of users can be flexibly applied to each region. Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga attended the discussion on the second day of the G20 summit held online on the night of the 22nd. We will put a virtuous cycle of economy and environment as a pillar of our growth strategy and will focus on the realization of a green society as much as possible. He reiterated his determination to achieve the government's goal of virtually zero greenhouse gas emission by 2050. The Prime Minister pointed out that it is necessary to change the way of thinking, that aggressive measures against warming will lead to growth. He touched on new technologies such as next-generation solar cells and hydrogen, and appealed that innovative innovation is the key. He also emphasized the policy of providing technical assistance to developing countries with the aim of eliminating new marine plastic pollution by 50 years. He also called for G20 cooperation to achieve the UN Sustainable Development Goals, such as eradicating poverty. Governor Kazuhiko Oikawa of Ibaraki Prefecture held an extraordinary press conference on the night of the 22nd and announced that he would temporarily suspend the issuance of new premium meal tickets in the prefecture regarding the government's restaurant support measure Go to Eat, because the number of people infected with the new coronavirus in the prefecture is increasing rapidly. Mr. Oikawa said, I will stop the accelerator here, including alerting when eating out, and said that it would stop at the beginning of the week, at the earliest meal tickets already sold can be used. In the prefecture, the pace of increase in the number of people infected with the new corona has accelerated since the beginning of this month, and on the 21st, 66 people were confirmed, the highest number ever. The 25th NIE Newspaper for Education National Convention, Tokyo Convention, was held on the 22nd, sponsored by the Japan Newspaper Publishers and Editors Association, in order to deepen the understanding of the use of newspapers for education. The tournament slogan is "Connect with Newspapers That Live Together." It was the first online event to be held online as a countermeasure against the new coronavirus. Toshihiko Yamaguchi, chairman of the Japan Newspaper Publishers and Editors Association, complained that newspapers are ideal for living learning that nurtures diverse perspective in the terrible corona. And writer Hitoshi Mayama gave a commemorative lecture entitled "A Newspaper That Conveys the Voice of Society" at a symposium co-sponsored by the NIE Society of Japan that included people involved in education and newspaper. Mr. Mayama said, "I want the younger generation to know that correctness is not one." He showed his expectation for NIE, which lead to. At around 7 p.m. on the 22nd, there was an earthquake with an epicenter of the coast of Ibaraki Prefecture, and shaking with a seismic intensity of less than 5 was observed in the Tokai village in the same prefecture. According to the Japan Meteorological Agency, the depth of the epicenter is estimated to be 45 km, and the magnitude of the earthquake is estimated to be 5.7. This earthquake is considered to be an aftershock of the Great East Japan earthquake. No worries about tsunami. According to the Nuclear Regulatory Agency, no abnormalities due to the earthquake has been reported from the nuclear facilities in Ibaraki Prefecture, such as the suspended Japan Nuclear Power Plant, Tokai No. 2, Nuclear Power Plant, Tokai Village, and the Japan Atomic Energy Agency's Tokai Processing Facility. On the 27th, Ryohin Keikako in Tokyo, which operates a household goods store, Muji, will officially open its first flagship store in Vietnam. Muji Parkson Letanton store in the center of the Ho Chi Minh City. The sales floor area of the store in the commercial building in the first ward of the city is 2,000 square meters. The sales floor on the first and second floors has more than 5,000 items such as clothing, household items, furniture, and cosmetics. From the end of July to the beginning of October, Muji has been operating at Parkson as a limited-time store or pop-up store. HATAOKA, who had been playing unwilling golf, showed sign of recovery at the end of the game. It was a difficult development with bogey leading on this day, but in the sixth half of the second half, the second shot was put near the pin and birdie. On the seventh, par 5, she succeeded in turning 2 on, and when she decided on an eagle putt of about 5 meters, she smiled. In this tournament, the iron shot, which she described as the essential of her golf, lacked accuracy and could not improve her score. On the final day, she finally turned under par and said, "I'm gradually getting better and hitting as I imagined." The European leagues of soccer were held in various places on the 22nd, and Liverpool's Takumi Minamino participated in the English Premier League match against Leicester in the second half from the 44th minute, but did not get involved in the goal. Liverpool won 3-0. In the first division of Belgium, Junya Ito of Genk played until the 39th minute of the second half at home Muskron, which won 4-1, and scored a tie 2-1-1 just before the end of the first half. In the first division of Italy, Takehiro Tomiyasu's Bologna defeated Maya Yoshida's Sampdoria 2-1. The enemy territory, both Tomiyasu and Yoshida participated fully. In the first division of France, Eiji Kawashima of Starborg made a full appearance against Montpellier, an enemy land that lost 3-4. Nordic Skiing World Cup jumping men's first individual round was held in Wisła, Poland on the 22nd, and Yukiya Sato of Snowbrand Megmelk is 126 meters. He flew 123 meters and finished 7th with a total of 244.0 points. Markus Eschenbichler of Germany won the World Cup for the second time. Junshiro Kobayashi is 15th. Keiichi Sato, both Megmelk Snowbrand, is 17th, and Ryoyu Kobayashi of Choshiya Home is 27th. Daiki Ito of Megmelk Snowbrand was 41st without advancing for the second time. SOFTBANK blunked the Giants' counterattack with an early succession, 6 times with a 5-point lead. When starting pitcher, Ishikawa reached the circle with first and second base. Left-handed killer Shinya Kayama was thrown in. He drove in with 3 balls, and at the end he struck out with a slider that escaped to the outside. Kayama, who survived the same scene during the season, said, "I was a little nervous after pitching for the first time in a while, but I was able to throw a good ball." And that's all for today. See you tomorrow for another news update.